there's a quarter of a second that decides more about your money than any decision you will make this year. And almost nobody has ever looked at it. It happens when something good arrives, not something you earned, not something you negotiated, something that simply shows up. A compliment, an offer. Someone saying, "Let me get this one." And in that quarter second, before any thought forms, your body does one of two things. It opens or it tightens. Most of us tighten. We have a word for the tightening when it happens to somebody else. We call it modesty or humility or being grounded. When it happens in our own body, we don't call it anything at all because we don't notice it. It's too fast. It's older than language, and it is running underneath every single thing you have ever tried to manifest. Did you feel it just now? A small tightening at the idea that this might be you? Good, that's the honest response. But hear this before we go one step further. The flinch is not a flaw in your character. Nobody chose it. It was installed early and quietly by people who mostly meant well and were flinching themselves. You didn't fail to learn receiving. You were never taught it. So here is what I can promise you. By the end of this, you will be able to see the flinch happening in your own hands. Not someday, today. Probably within a few hours of pressing pause. You'll know the three parts of the machinery that makes catching so much harder than chasing. There's a question waiting in the middle of this essay that most people cannot answer on the first try. And the way you fail to answer it will show you exactly where your door is narrow. And at the end, 3 small moves, not rituals, moves small enough to survive a real week. But first I have to tell you about the hands, because I didn't find any of this in a book. I spend my working life handing things to strangers, hundreds of them, one after another, hour after hour. Small things, a glass of water, a blanket, a second helping of something nobody's counting. And when you do that for long enough, you stop seeing faces and you start seeing hands. Some hands rise fast to meet you. They arrive early, open, fingers spread, already halfway across the space between you. And some hands come up late and small, and they take the thing sideways, the way you'd take something you weren't quite entitled to. Same offer, same glass of water, 2 completely different bodies. The second kind almost always says something. "Oh, you don't have to, just a little. Are you sure? Sorry." Nobody asked them for a reason. They gave one anyway. I watched that for years before it occurred to me that I was watching a rehearsal. That whatever those hands did with a glass of water, they were going to do with everything else. With help, with praise, with chances, with money. And then the less comfortable thought arrived, the one this whole essay grew out of. Which kind of hands are mine? You think you know yours. Most people are certain. Stay with me for the next few minutes, and then watch yourself receive something, and see if you're still certain. You probably don't have a money problem. You have a receiving problem. One of those you fix by chasing. The other one you cannot fix by chasing at all. And if you try, you will spend a decade running faster at a door that was never locked. It was just narrow, and you were the one standing sideways in it. Nobody can see their own doorway, not from the inside. So let me hold the machinery up from the outside. It has 3 parts. Part 1. Receiving makes you owe. Somewhere early you learned that things come with a ledger. So someone pays you a real compliment and you hand one straight back fast. Not because you meant it, because you needed the ledger flat again. Part 2. To receive, you have to be seen wanting, the most exposed thing a human being can do. Much safer to be the one who gives. The giver is never caught short. Generosity that cannot be reversed isn't generosity. It's a wall with very good manners. And part 3, the one that actually moves money. You can only hold what your self-image has already budgeted for. We all carry a quiet internal figure, not a number, more like a temperature. This much good is normal for someone like me. This much is a nice surprise, and this much is a mistake, and it will be corrected. When something arrives above that line, you don't reject it, you mishandle it. Underneath sits one belief, so quiet you've never said it out loud. The thing I want would not want me. Nobody experiences this as self-sabotage. Everybody experiences it as bad luck with excellent timing. Ledger, visibility, budget. 3 parts, 1 door. And now, the question I warned you about. Here it is. Take the thing you believe you need money for. Now take money out of the middle and look at the thing directly. Just you and it, face to face. What happened in your chest just now? Because something happened. For almost everyone, the picture gets uncomfortable the moment the middleman is gone. That discomfort is your actual relationship with the thing you want. Money was never the relationship. Money was the buffer that let you avoid having one. Inside that discomfort, a price is waiting. For some, it is identity. Who would I even be at their table? For others, responsibility. The day it arrives, there is nobody left to blame. The last 3 times you got close, what stopped it? If the same obstacle keeps showing up with different faces, that is not weather. That is architecture. Nearly everything sold as abundance work is more asking. Ask bigger. Want more clearly. But all of it points upstream, more flow, toward a door whose width nobody measured. If the aperture is narrow, more pressure doesn't widen it. It just makes the narrowness louder. The chase was never the problem. The chase was the symptom. The thing a body does when it cannot stand still long enough to catch. Your nervous system does not update on instruction. It updates on evidence. That model was built out of actual events, and only actual events revise it. Watch your own body for one honest day. You'll have all the evidence you need. The work is not to say a better sentence. The work is to catch the evidence you are already generating and refuse to let it go unrecorded. So if instruction doesn't reach it, what does? 3 moves, small enough that part of you will want to dismiss them on sight. That smallness is the design. Big gestures impress the mind. Small, repeated events convince the body. The first move, catch the flinch. Don't fix it, just notice the quarter second. Something arrives, a compliment, an offer, a piece of luck, and you feel the tighten. And you go, there it is. You're just taking inventory. But noticing only gives you a list. The change lives in the 4 seconds after you notice. The second move, stay 1 breath longer. When you catch it, don't hand the compliment back. Don't say, oh, you didn't have to. Just stand in it for 1 full breath, hands open, not fixing it. It will feel like an eternity. It is 4 seconds. And those 4 seconds are the only thing that has ever changed a nervous system. An event occurred, you did not die, and the model has to account for it. 1 breath is 1 piece of evidence, And evidence, unlike affirmations, has a shelf life. By tomorrow, your body will have quietly misfiled it, unless you write it down. The third move, the one that does the compounding, write it down. Not what you want, what arrived. One line at the end of the day, someone covered for you, a door was held. It is a receipt log. You are building the evidence file your body refuses to run without. Do that for 30 days and you start seeing the arrivals earlier, and things you see earlier, you can actually take. Put your first line in the comments below. One thing that arrived today, however small. I read them. Somewhere in the next day or so, somebody is going to offer you something. It'll be minor, a hand, a seat, a kind sentence you didn't fish for. And there will be that quarter second. Let it land. Don't pay it back in the same breath. Say thank you and stop talking. 2 hands, 1 glass of water. You've been one of those 2 people your whole life without choosing. Now you get to choose. That's what a wider door looks like from the inside. And if some part of you still whispers that people like you don't get to stand there with open hands, let that be the last thing we retire today. You were never the person the ledger said you were. There was never an account. There was nothing to pay back and nothing to earn first. You are allowed to be someone that good things happen to. If this essay found something in you, subscribe. This was Soulful Wealth. Keep your hands open today.